many people expect they're going to go for a central midfielder, presumably a high-end central midfielder. Obviously, Pogba's been mentioned. I'm not sure it's going to be him, but you assume somebody might come in to bolster that area. Where does that leave the other guys? Or if Ancelotti sticks around, he's going to be tempted, hey, let me try again with the old guys for another year.
We've seen it time and time again with Real Madrid's midfield, haven't we? It's when it comes down to it, it's very difficult not to pick Casemiro, Kroos and Modric, even at this stage in their careers, because they're still the three best midfielders that Real Madrid have got. Now, we've seen in the last few weeks that in some of these biggest games against the most difficult opponents, he's had to bring in Fede Valverde as well to make it a midfield four to provide the energy that those three lack. When it comes to next season, I think you're going to face some of the same questions because.
Okay, but what would you do? What would you do? I'm going to promote you now to your Jose Angel, whatever his name is, right? And
Jose Angel Sanchez, yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to say, listen, do you go and do you sign a big starter quality, a Pogba type, that kind of level, big money, big rep,
to replace a midfielder?
Well, listen, Modric isn't getting any younger. He's got another year.
So to replace Modric?
To be in the mix for that. Maybe you go to a 4 in certain situations. You have to assume Kroos and Modric, one or the other, is probably going to miss most games, right? Do you go and do that and say, this is the new guy I'm building the team around? Or do you say, I'm just going to up Camavinga and Valverde's minutes during the season, maybe get another younger guy in? What would you do?
I don't think we'll see that profile of player coming in. I think we'll see a younger player coming in, someone like Tchouaméni at Monaco has been mentioned, who can maybe be the Casemiro alternative. I think the policy of the club has been pretty clear in recent years in terms of looking to bring in younger players who can grow into a place in the team. And then the occasional potential superstar signing, like of course Mbappe would be this summer. But I would be surprised if we saw a Pogba type signing this summer. Well, as I say, I think you've spent all this time developing Valverde and you're now developing Camavinga. I think that process, you can see it's starting to bear fruit. It's not there yet because, like I say, Camavinga can't quite do it from the start at the moment. The same goes for Rodrigo in the front three. But they're making progress. They're getting there. I think you want to see that progress continue.
Okay. And then up front, I mean, I was shocked when you said this was Rodrigo's first goal this season. I thought that was...
First league goal. He's had, I think, 3 in the Champions League, but first league goal, yeah.
I said, okay, so do you go to Rodrigo and say, let's assume for a second, it's not a done deal, that Mbappe's coming. Let's leave the Roncero fantasies of Holland coming into one side for a second. If you're Rodrigo, then, do you tell him, Rodrigo, you're number 4 again among my forwards? Do you start thinking maybe I actually want a little more space, especially if the guys coming in are younger? Or, because obviously, if Mbappe comes, Rodrigo's going to play less next year than he played this year. If Holland comes, lights out, obviously. How do you play that? How would you play that? Would you consider, sorry, when I was driving this, would you consider the Rainier Jesus plan, which obviously has worked out so well at Borussia Dortmund? He's the guy everybody forgets. They spent a ton of money on him too, right? And they sent him to Dortmund. Yeah, they're so good, develop young players, right? And he's basically done nothing. He did play this weekend. He's done nothing for the last 2 years. What do you do?
I think at this stage of Rodrigo's career, I think being the number 4 forward for Real Madrid and being the first choice to come off the bench and make an impact on games, I think that's acceptable for him at this stage in his development. I think that's a pretty great place to be, actually, at this stage of his development. If I were Rodrigo, I would take that, being the first one off the bench at Madrid, rather than... I feel like going out on loan at this stage, even if that means getting regular minutes, would be a little bit of a step back. When you're making the kind of impact that he made last night or he made against Chelsea, I don't think you want to sort of leave that behind to go off on loan, even if it means you're playing every week. I think you'll want to stay at Madrid and, like I say, be the 12th man. I think there's nothing wrong with that role at this stage for him at all. If he was a few years older, if he was in his mid-20s, it might be different. But right now in his early 20s, I think that's the place that he wants to be.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.